Hey guys, my name is Jerome Lamaar. I am a designer, artist, creative director, and stylist from the Soundview section of the Bronx. I'm currently in my art studio in the Mount Haven area in the South Bronx. Let's get to it. The underlying themes of all of my creativity comes from a more childlike approach to just life in general. I am an optimist. I love things that feels magical, that feels happy, that feels lovable, but also extremely cool and strong and has a purpose. So no matter what I do, there will always be tons of color. There will be lots of textures. I'm called a maximalist, where I love multiple things that are stacked on top of each other and layered through and through to give dimension and tell its own narrative within its own cluster. So all of these things is what describes me as a designer, as an artist, and I really do love the idea of mixing contrast colors to tell a different just kind of story and narrative on how you can look at color and art and visuals. There's somewhat of a cartoony element that I love behind everything that I do. As a fashion designer, I try to pull in my love of anime into everything that I create. And most of all, the idea of wellness and science and bigger ideas and magic is always an underlining theme in anything that I create as a designer and as an artist. So my experience with art started at an early age when first of all, everyone in my family can draw. But when my grandfather got me art supplies and I was like super young, I could probably say like 1 or 2, I remember drawing the whole cast of The Wiz, which is the African-American version of The Wizard of Oz. And what I love most about it was the storytelling element and the magic that surround the New York City area, and most of all, the colors. Like, I live my life through color. And I believe there's a lot of storytelling that can be told through our interaction with color. And so I remember drawing out the entire cast of The Wiz and my family saying, wow, you have talent. And so I started to harness that talent and push it in a new direction in every opportunity that I got. And it led me to where I am today, using art as a tool to express myself. And I didn't know there was an opportunity to become a fashion designer then, but I did want to do this and I did love it. And I was about 6 or 7 when I realized that I really wanted to do this as a designer and as an artist. I came from a great family who kind of embraced the idea of being creative and expressing, and I'm very grateful for that. I think we're passing that over, that inspiration of creativity and self-expression, to my niece, who was like my co-designer on everything that I'm doing these days. She's extremely talented, and I'm very grateful that she had the opportunity to just kind of take her time and pick up the creative art gene I think we all have as designers in my family. She's extremely talented. She knows what she wants, and she is a young artist, and that's why partnering with her on the project for the museum was really cool, because she had her own opinions and her own perspective on color, which was very refreshing to get from, a 4-year-old young lady. So that was a cool experience. So Bronxtopia and its various characters was inspired by just this world that we are, entering, that needs to feel a little more magical and it needs to feel a little cooler. And when we were doing this, we were trying to figure out, how do we tell a new story about the Bronx that isn't just about breakdancing and graffiti and poverty? How can we show that the Bronx has something really wonderful to offer to the world? And when I worked with my niece, it was evident that she had her own perspective on how she saw things, by fusing certain animals, by selecting animals, by giving little mini storylines about each character really helped to mold each person, or should I say each animal, in a really cool way for this Bronxtopia project. I think there's a lot of flavor there. I think there's a lot of authenticity there. I think there's a lot of diversity inside each of the animals as well. And if you take a look closer, you will see that each of them kind of represent a person that you may or may not know, but that energy is still there and is so authentic, the Bronx. And that's what we wanted to push. It was cool to collaborate with my niece on fusing our world and our experience within the Bronx in a beautiful way that we like to call a love letter to the Bronx between the both of us. I hope you guys take some time to come and visit us and discover all the cool stuff that the Bronx Children's Museum has to offer, because this is only the beginning.